Hello there and welcome back to another video. My name is Lainey Jean if you are new here, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back and watching another video. Today we are going to be doing, I think, what will be the last kind of roundup video of 2025, as we are already halfway through the month of January. But I saw a couple of other creators doing their favorite products of 2025, things that they were using constantly, and I think that that is also something we need to be talking about when it comes to sustainability, is products that you use on a consistent basis over and over again until they're empty and you replace them because you love them so much, or you're wearing them constantly. If it's clothes, things that in your life you use a lot, that you find a lot of purpose, to show people that you can continuously use like the same things. You don't necessarily need to change things up all the time. I didn't plan a script at all for this video. Like, decent amount of my videos I do have some sort of outline I want to go through. Today the only script I'm working with is the list of my favorite products from the year. Other than that, don't really have a plan. Might be a little bit of a yap session today, but it's kind of the vibe I'm feeling. I have my cozy candle going, I have a beverage, I have my water, so we're just gonna sit back, grab a snack if you want a little beverage, and let's get into my favorite products of 2025. Some of the products I'm going to be talking about I physically have here with me. Other ones I'm just going to be putting photos on the screen because I didn't want to have to dig through, like specifically my clothes, I didn't want to have to dig through my closet and like bring those over here and hold them up whilst trying to hold this microphone. The first section we are going to be discussing is beauty, so this is anything related to like skincare, makeup, hair. Starting off strong with Lubriderm. This was my partner's. I have not seen him use it in a year. I think he used this when he was on contract for Annie the musical at the end of last year because he had to wear makeup for the show. So I told him to make sure to get a moisturizer to use after he took his makeup off because I didn't want his skin to get dry. I don't think he's used it since then. So I have been using this for probably about a year, and it is still, I would say more like 6 months. A year might be a little bit generous. It's still over halfway full. There is still so much product in here. This is really good though because I have really dry skin, sensitive skin. I can layer this on. It doesn't irritate my skin, which I love. Also, it's like not fragranced or anything. It's at the drugstore, so it's cheap. Sometimes your moisturizer can just be something simple. I use other products. Like, I get sent products by companies and I love them. I really like I wasn't sent this, but what is the brand called? I'm forgetting what the name of the brand is. I'll put it on the screen, but they do like the snail mucin stuff. I used their moisturizer at the beginning of the year, went through that. I got like a jar, like tub of it, and I went through that probably in like 2-3 months because I use it every day, morning and night. But then I saw the Lubriderm, and my boyfriend was using it, so I was like, I'll use it. That's fine. I'll use that. But every once in a while, I do get sent moisturizers and stuff from companies. I use those, but I use them like along with Lubriderm. Or I'll like switch off. It just depends on how my skin is feeling. I'm going to check these off as I go just so that I don't forget where I am. These next two products are probably some of my favorite makeup products I've ever tried in my entire life. And I've been doing my own makeup since like 4th grade because I grew up as a competition dancer. So I had to learn how to do my makeup pretty early in life. This is the Baby Got Blush and Baby Got Bronze liquid blush and bronzer. I actually get the bronze in like a cooler tone because I used it as like a liquid contour, and then the blush is in shade Coral Crush, which is basically the exact shade that my face naturally flushes in, which I've really been enjoying. So first of all, if you don't know what Essence Cosmetics is, it is like the least expensive yet highest quality makeup brand I have found ever. Honestly, I will make a broad sweeping claim like that. I love their mascaras. They're like $5. They last so long. They work just as good as a mascara that I'm going to be talking about here, specifically the Princess Lash mascara. Literally so good. I don't currently have that. Honestly, probably could have got that instead of asking for the one that I got for Christmas, but I really do like the mascara that I'm going to be talking about. They have a decent option for like blush colors. I can't remember if their shade range is very good though, so I'll have editing Lainey put that in here. I was using this as a liquid contour when I first got it. Now I just use it to put freckles on my face if I'm wearing like makeup. I naturally have freckles, but in the winter, because I'm not getting as much sun exposure, they're not really prevalent, like as prevalent or like as prominent. What's the word I'm looking for? They're not as visible on my face, and I love my freckles, so I use it to go over my natural freckles just to kind of highlight them a little bit more. And I got these summer of 2025, and they're still going strong. All right, the mascara I was talking about. This is the FanFest Benefit Mascara, a really, really good mascara. I'm wearing it right now. So at the beginning of 2025, my boyfriend gave me a sample size of the Benefit FanFest mascara because he got it as like a sample with the makeup he had to get for the show he was doing because he went to Sephora to get foundation for the show he was in. He's like, I'm not going to use this. So he gave it to me. fell in love with it immediately. It feels like the kind of mascara I'd been looking for a long time, where it enhances my natural lash, but it doesn't look, I don't like a clumpy look for mascara. I think I figured it out. I use the new tube of it because I got this gifted to me for Christmas. I used this first, and then I go in with the travel size, which is like completely gone, but I use the little spoolie like mascara wand that's in it just to separate my lashes and get off any excess. And I think that works really well. But the point is, I got that travel size one from my partner, and I used it for the entire year of 2025. It lasted me the entire year. So I asked for the full size for Christmas. Now, in hindsight, maybe I should have just asked for another travel size, considering it lasted me the entire year. Hopefully this will last me 2 years if it doesn't dry out before then, but I know all the tricks in the book to like keep your mascara going for a long time, and I've definitely had mascaras that I've had for more than 2 years. No longer with me. They are well used and gone. I usually only have 1, maybe 2 mascaras at a time if for some reason. I think at one point I was trying out brown mascara, which I also really like. So I have the Maybelline Sky High brown mascara. Okay, the next group of products we're going to be talking about is my favorite hair care products I've tried in a very, very long time. With how much I've been changing up my hair, a really big thing for me is trying to figure out how to manage my hair, because for me, it is a lot harder to actually take care of my hair when it's shorter than when it's longer. Because when it's longer, it can just hang down and there's no issue. My hair used to be down to my butt, like it was long, versus now obviously it's in a very particular style and I want it to look a particular way. So figuring out products that work with my hair has been a really big journey that I've been on in 2025 and now going into 2026. And not in a necessarily like, oh, I want my hair to grow faster or any of those things, which is like cool, but my hair already grows pretty fast to the point where it's kind of hard for me to keep up with trimming it and keeping it short the way that I want it to be. My focus was I wanted to find a sustainable brand aligned with my values that also was making my hair look the way that I wanted it to, which is why I was really excited when a company called Plaine products reached out to me asking if I would want them to send me products to try. And this had been something that I had been looking for a while. So the fact that they reached out to me after seeing one of my videos on Instagram and offered to send me products, this video is not sponsored by them. If you guys do want to sponsor a YouTube video though, I'm just saying, I really do love your products so genuinely. So I use their sea salt spray every day. Adds really nice grip and texture to my hair. I will say the sprayer is broken, but I think I dropped it or something when I first got it, or like I might have had like the lock on and tried to use it and like ended up busting it somehow. The thing that really stood out to me when they reached out, they were very open when they discussed with me what their mission was and why they were doing it, and they're very open about it on their socials too. Their goal is to make sustainability easier, more achievable for people, not making it necessary for people to be perfect, but for people to make change where they can. And that is literally the epitome of what my platform is about, is helping people find ways to make change where they can, especially when it comes to sustainability and consumption and being a conscious consumer. This is their hair repair. I don't know if my camera is actually focusing on this right now. This is empty. This is gone. They were out of the full-size bottle when they were sending me stuff to try, so I got the travel size. This went with me everywhere. I swear, I sprayed this in the end of my hair in the morning and it felt so smooth and like rejuvenated. I believe it's meant to be like a detangler and then just like a smoother for your hair. I'm obsessed with it. I need to restock real bad. Another thing I use for my like waves, curls, whatever you want to call them, is their styling gel. I really like the styling gel. The scent in all of these products isn't overbearing either, which I really, really enjoy. This is going to last me a long time, but I use it every day. What I love to do is just re-damp my hair every day with water, like a spray bottle of water. I'll go in with this first, and then I go in with the sea salt spray. And then if I had the hair repair, I would do that before I do the gel and the spray. I also liked to do this at night before I went to bed. And it was just like the most beautiful combo. And the last product that I really love from them, do not mind the dented bottle. That was my bad. I dropped it and accidentally smushed it like between a door. I don't know how I did that. Don't ask. It just happened. This is their beauty oil. This product can be used for pretty much anything. You can use it on your hair. I love to use it as like a hair, like root oil treatment and leave it in for a couple hours before I take a shower if my scalp is feeling dry. You can use it on your face as like a type of moisturizer alternative if you like to use oils. I love to use it on my cuticles because I pick at my nails really bad. Some of y'all have called me out for when I'm watching videos that make me anxious. It's an anxious habit I have. So I've been using it on my cuticles, which has been really nice, especially in the winter when my skin gets really dry. I use it on my legs after I shave because lotion makes my legs itch after I shave versus an oil. I have found this oil at least does not make my legs itch, which is amazing. So want to be clear, not sponsored, genuinely love their products, have been using them for a couple months now, use them every day, obsessed with them, and really love the community they have online, their mission as a brand, and their willingness to answer any questions I have. I really like the brand. And the last beauty thing I have is Aquaphor. I've talked about this many times. I'm an Aquaphor girly. Aquaphor and Vaseline are probably better than any $30 lip balm you can buy from Sephora. I know. I think that they're fun and they can, serve a purpose if that's your preference, if you want a scented lip balm, but I'm telling you, it's not healing your lips the way that Aquaphor is or Vaseline, depending on your preference. So I am an Aquaphor girly. All right, now we're going to move into clothes. I don't have any of these out here with me, as I said before, so I'm just going to go through these kind of quick. The first item I have is my leopard print skirt. This is from Abercrombie & Fitch. I received it for Christmas last year. I wear it at least 2 to 3 times a week. I have the entire year, and a big goal of mine this year is to track every outfit I wear. I'm hoping to make a video on that for you guys, testing out different closet tracking apps. I don't know if that'll be coming this month or next month, but I'm going to be working on the concept of it based on when I have time to, because it is going to take a lot of time to take photos of every single piece of article of clothing I own. But this skirt has literally become like the base example of what a staple is in my closet. It is a neutral for me. I can wear it with literally anything in my closet and I love the way it looks. Pattern clashing, love it. With a fun color, love it. With other neutrals, love it. It works so well. I can't believe I haven't found my love for leopard print earlier in life. I honestly don't know if I would have found it. The fit is perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. So while I know I probably could have found a leopard skirt somewhere secondhand, I don't necessarily regret getting this one new because I know I'm going to wear it for a very, very long time, and I plan to repair it if anything ever happens to it. I see it in my closet forever. Next, obviously, you guys know this, my brown sweater, my brown striped sweater. I've worn it in multiple videos. Honestly, it's just a constant thing we see on this channel. I'm pretty sure I had 2 videos back to back where I was wearing it, not because I filmed them the same day, but because that is just how much I wear that sweater. It was given to me by my grandma. It does have a little bit of wear and tear on the back of the neck that I need to get figured out so it doesn't unravel, obviously because it's a knitted sweater, but I love it. I don't know the brand of it. My grandma had it for a very, very long time before it was passed on to me, and thank goodness she took really good care of it because it is one of the best sweaters ever. And I say one of the best because the next article of clothing I'm going to be talking about is my cream sweater, which I think I've also worn in some styling videos on this page. It is from the brand called Stamp 10. I thrifted it, I want to say when I was in 7th or 8th grade. So I've had it a very long time. I'm 21 now for reference. I love it. All 3 of these articles of clothing. The thing about the leopard print skirt is I can wear that all year round. Sweaters, obviously it's harder to wear in the summer now that it's literally 90 degrees with 80 to 100% humidity every single day, at least here in the city. Can't necessarily wear those in the summer. If I could, I would. But during the fall and the winter, they are on me as much as possible. Y'all know I'm an outfit repeater through and through, and those sweaters are the perfect example of that. They're both 100% cotton. I do really want to find a secondhand wool sweater or knit myself a wool sweater. I have so many other knitting projects I want to do for other people before I make myself another sweater, because I am currently working on one, but that one is cotton because I didn't want my first project to be in an expensive wool if it ended up not working out. So I just got cotton, which still isn't cheap, but it's less expensive than 100% lamb's wool. The next article of clothing I cannot get enough of this year is my baggy jeans from Abercrombie & Fitch. Pretty sure these are the only 2 items in my closet that are from Abercrombie & Fitch, because when I was a kid, it was a brand I wore. I feel like it disappeared for so long and now it's back. It's the ultra baggy low rise jeans, and I don't know if I have the curve love style or the regular style of them. I will say, because they're looser on me now, either the waist has stretched a little bit or my body has just changed over the year, because they fit me perfectly when I was gifted them for Christmas 2025 or 2024, I guess. Christmas 2024. Now I have to literally use a piece of rope to tie them in the back to keep them up. So I don't know if that was because the pants stretched or what. If you've worn these jeans before, let me know if you also had a problem with them stretching, or that's just my personal experience. But other than that, it doesn't really bother me that bad. And if it did bother me that bad, I would just go get them tailored or take them and tailor them myself, since I know how to sew. And there's places in the city where you can pay like $10 to use sewing machines. I really don't have the time for, but like I could find the time. But I also have found some small companies online that do, you can send them stuff to be tailored, or I have plenty of local people around me that I will happily go and support. That's kind of my own thing, deciding if I want to do that or not. Now, clothing accessory type things. Obviously, I have to mention my Franco Sarto flats. I'm pretty sure I use those in practically every Wearing What We Have video on my Instagram. That's a series I do on my Instagram and TikTok. They're just, I waited 3 years to get those shoes, and my brother got them for me last Christmas. I feel like I appreciate them so much more because I waited so long to have them. They have lasted me so long. I get so much use out of them. I wear them all year round. They are withstanding so much wear, and they still feel extremely supportive. Honestly, unheard of for me when it comes to shoes. I wear through shoes so fast. The next two accessories that I've been obsessed with this year, which I've told you guys about, is my brown purse and my red leather bag from Teddy Blake. I own 4 purses total. That is probably all I will ever need. I have a crossbody, I have a shoulder bag, I have my brown bag, which is my BAB big ass bag, which I can take with me to nanny, and then I have my Teddy Blake bag, which is great for carrying around my laptop and my tripod and anything I need for work, like if I'm going to a cafe or I have to go somewhere to film something, because I do some stuff for different companies here in the city. That is all I'm gonna need, and I love all 4 of those bags. But the true stars of this year has been my brown bag, which is a vintage B. Makowski purse that I got off of eBay around June, I want to say. It was a little bit after my birthday. And then the Teddy Blake bag was kindly gifted to me by them because they sponsored a previous video on this channel. I hope I get to work with them again soon. I really, really love the bag that I was gifted. Very good quality. They're just amazing bags. I love them, and I can see myself using them until they're like literally falling apart and no longer able to be repaired to use. I just realized I said that I was going to be checking stuff off as I went, and I have not been doing that. The last accessory I've been obsessed with, the glasses I received from Vooglam. They sponsored my previous video. I was so happy to work with them. Glasses as an accessory and also as a practical item in my wardrobe had been something that I've had on my Gap list, which I've talked about in this video here. They have been on my list for over a year. I really, really wanted to find a pair of glasses that had a red rim on them, which I found with them, which is amazing. And I love the like accent of the tortoise shell on them. All the pairs of glasses I got, like honestly, I only needed 1 pair, but the fact that they gifted me 4 so I can be really playful with my fashion just feels like such a blessing. So I'm really excited to just wear those over and over and over again and get really good use out of them. And I'm very grateful that I was able to get different functions in the lenses. Some of them have multiple functions. I just love them, and they feel really good quality, and they're so cute. I genuinely love them so much. Okay, the next section we're going to be talking about is health/wellness. I don't really know what to call this. I don't really talk about it much. I have 2 items that I really love this year. The first one's not going to surprise you guys. It's my walking pad. I love it. It's amazing. It makes it so much easier to be able to like work whilst getting movement in, because I do a lot of sitting with editing this content. I edit content for other people, like other creators, other companies, etc. It's just really nice to not have to sit all the time and having the option to walk while I'm working if I want to. I do still go outside for a walk very frequently, but there are those days where whether it's rainy or I do want to be able to work, or I need to, I had an instance where I needed to rewatch a YouTube video that I had edited and stuff got jumbled around. So I was able to make my walk be inside that I wanted to go on while still getting that done for that YouTube video. So there's so many instances where it has become very useful for me, and I've only had it for about 2 months, but I get so much use out of it. I can't wait to see how it makes me feel using it throughout the rest of 2026 and onward. Oh, I said I had 2 things. I guess I wrote down a 3rd thing for health, but anyways, the next thing I have is my Garmin watch, which I'm wearing right now. Can you see that? Yes, I have a analog and a digital watch on right now. The analog watch does not work. It was my grandma's. She wore it when it was broken, so I wear it when it's broken, and I don't plan to fix it. Anyways, I also kind of just like the way that it looks to have both the digital and the analog watch together. My Garmin I got last year because I was doing a lot of long distance running. I had asked for it 2 years ago, and then I decided to take it off of my wish list because I was like, I don't want it to be one of those things where I start running and then, you get the running bug. Want all this gear that isn't the most necessary thing to have and then end up not loving running within like a couple months and kind of throwing it away. So I waited a year and I asked for it last year for Christmas and I was gifted it, which one of the most amazing gifts ever. It was really helpful in my training for the New York City Marathon, which I did in 2025. Super helpful with my training program. I love all the features on it. It's also waterproof, so I can use it when I swim, which was a really cool discovery. I didn't know that when I got it because I didn't get into swimming until after I got it. I also don't find it necessary to wear it all the time. Like I do definitely have weeks where I'll be like, don't feel like wearing that and I don't feel like tracking my workouts and I want to just move and I don't necessarily care about the stats and whatever, which is also totally fine. And I actually really enjoy that I'm able to do that. Definitely a worthwhile product that has gotten a lot of use. Oh, and if you're wondering, I have the Garmin Forerunner 255. The last health thing I had actually was my Awala water bottle. I know I have talked about not needing an Awala water bottle or a Stanley water bottle or not needing like an excess of them. I do think that they're, at least I've never used a Stanley. The Awala water bottle that I got this 2 years ago. It is very good. My mom has been using Awala water bottles, I want to say since like 2020. I think she got one like during COVID. She was obsessed with it. She got one of the ones where it like flips up and it has a straw in it. I didn't get one at that time because I had plenty of water bottles at home that I needed to use that I got like as a kid from sporting events or whatever. But then when I moved to New York, I didn't own a water bottle. So for a long time I was drinking out of plastic water bottles. And finally I was like, I really shouldn't, like this doesn't, one, I'm not drinking enough water. Two, I don't necessarily love that I'm drinking out of single-use plastic all the time. I decided to get myself an Awala one that had the straw in it and the handle because that is kind of the style that I prefer. And I do love it and it works great. But I also think like a water bottle is a water bottle. So whatever works for you works for you. And like if you have a cheap, I don't want to say cheap, but like a less expensive one. I made a video talking about using one water bottle and a lot of people said that they just get one from the dollar store and they've had it for many, many years. And I'm like, that's amazing if that works for you. But it's more so about my favorite product is just having a water bottle. I don't know if the brand necessarily matters. It kind of just depends on the person. But I really like mine. Oh, I forgot to mention, going back to the beauty category, I also had 2 perfumes I used this year because I decided to, in 2025, have like a signature scent. So I was mixing the YSL Opium Black and Replica Jazz Club by Mesa Margiela. A kind of sweet, sultry mixed with like a more masculine scent was kind of the vibe. I mean, don't really have much to add, but they were very, very good. I don't know what I'm going to do for this year. I still haven't figured that out because there was a perfume store that was recommended to me by my friend that I want to go check out before I make any decisions. Okay, I'm sorry if things look a little bit different as far as the camera goes. I had to stop recording for a minute just to talk to my mom on the phone. We are moving on to talking about hobbies or like items I was enjoying using for my hobbies. The first one is in this little bag here that I have that has my name on it. The first thing I have for hobbies are these acrylic paints. My boyfriend got these in his advent calendar this year. He doesn't really enjoy painting. I do, and I don't have any out here. So these are great. I think you can get paints like this from the dollar store, and as long as you close them tight after you use them, they should last for a decent amount of time. I've had these for about a month and they've been going strong. My camera is about to die, so we're gonna speed through the end of this video, and I apologize for that. Next, I love to go on a walk and listen to a podcast, specifically the Bingetopia podcast. Absolutely amazing. My friend Finley got me hooked on it, so thank you, Finley, for that. So many different topics that they talk about. They'll talk about historical events, they'll talk about current events, they talk about feminism. So many, I don't even know exactly how to describe it. There's just so many different things. I'm obsessed with it. Please go listen to it. Next is the library, your public library. It's an amazing place. You can use it for audiobooks, you can use it for physical books. My library allows you to like borrow records and movies and musical instruments, which is really cool. It's also a great place to go if you need a free space to work or study or just have quiet space. It's a free third space to go to, which I think we need more of. You can build community there, get to know people. If your library holds events that you can become a part of, libraries are underrated. And with that, my 3 favorite books this year were the Powerless series by Lauren Roberts. I own the whole Powerless series, and in my book talk video, I talked about how I read this whole series in like 4 days, which is true. Very good. I do plan to do a reread of this year. Next, we have Rich Girl Nation by Katie Gadatassin, I think is how you say her name. I know the name is a little cringy, but it is a really good book on finances, and especially for women, and why it's so important for women to be in charge of their finances and like have financial literacy. And as someone who has always been a little bit fearful of like dealing with money, it really opened my eyes, and I'm very excited to take charge when it comes to my savings and, you know, setting money aside for when I'm older and all that kind of stuff. So it has been a game changer in my life for 2025. And the third and final favorite book of this year was The Art Thief. It was a true crime book, but it was the kind of art thief that you would expect in a story like this, where the thief is stealing for profit, but they're stealing genuinely because they love the art that they're taking. On top of that, the last 25 pages of that book just shocked me to my core. So if you're looking for a good nonfiction true crime book, check out The Art Thief. And now we are moving on to the home section. I only have 2 things in this section, and then we're wrapping up the video. My candle that I have here, because someone asked me about it in a previous video, so I'm going to tell you the brand of it now. Take notes. This is a Traveler's Lodge freshly pressed warm apple cider candle, a richly scented candle, and it smells amazing. It smells like fall in a candle, and I love it. And it was my roommate's. Well, it is my roommate's. I'm using it, but it is my roommate's, and we have it in the living room. Probably one of the best smelling candles I've ever had, especially for an apple scented candle. And my final item is my coffee cart. Now, yes, this is a big category because there are multiple things on the coffee cart. As a whole, it has saved me so much money already making my coffee at home rather than buying it out every day. It's more sustainable to make it at home, so I'm not buying plastic cups all the time. But also, I've talked about this, how I want to be better about bringing a mug or a tumbler with me everywhere I go, so that if I do get coffee out, I don't have to get plastic cups every time. I love the espresso machine we have. We have a Breville espresso machine. I love the bean grinder we have. I got it as a gift from my partner for Christmas this year. It is amazing. I'm spoiled with our setup because I date a barista. So with all of that being said, those are my favorite products of 2025. Let me know in the comments what your favorite products are that you feel like you can see yourself using for the foreseeable future. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications to get notified every single time I upload a new video. And I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.